Remember this day, man. Or it will be yours for all time.
We have shown them that a trembling hand can become a fist. We have challenged the idea that a slave must always know his place, accepting rod and lash because he was taught to accept it. We built their mighty republic with our hands and our blood and our lives. And we can see it fall at equal cost. You opened my eyes to this, Spartacus.
My ex-girlfriend was, without a doubt, the single worst human being I've ever met in my life. Her hobbies were manipulation and general cuntering. She was a vindictively intelligent woman and spiteful to the core. She created this perfect person, this act that she'd act out in public, who everyone fell in love with, who my friends fell in love with, who my family fell in love with, who I fell in love with. She was flawless, and then behind closed doors, she was entirely different because she knew I wouldn't have an argument if I then went out into the real world. I'd be like, she's being a bitch, and they're like, she's fucking perfect. How are you ruining this, Daniel? She knew I wasn't like this on stage. She knew how insecure I was, and she would find my insecurities, and then she would then use them against me to make me doubt myself. She would find people that I loved and trusted more than her and then turn me on them so that she was the center of my life. She was jealous of the most insane things.
So what you just watched there was a clip from a comedy set called Jigsaw by Daniel Sloss. And
oh, they think themselves so special, so unique, don't they? And yet the irony being, there's a whole swathe, a kind of species of tortured humans that behave and think and react the way they do in exactly the same ways. They may not be the commonest type of person, but they're certainly not unique. Honestly, it really is like this guy had a relationship with my ex. Seemingly caring, sweet, good-natured and kind. Yeah. People telling me how lucky I was to be with her. Wow, how fortune really didn't fucking smile. These people's public facades are bloody convincing, aren't they? But they don't last long. Once everyone's gone home after the party, the mask starts to drop just once again. There we are, back to coldness and a sexless, loveless relationship. Isn't it kind of sad because over 6,000 people that are following me actually agree? And why? Because they've been through it too. When will the average Joe that has not been through this finally understand that trauma is not gender specific, nor does it only attract those who are unable to attract a romantic partner? And it is severe childhood trauma that makes these people. I suppose it's because these people don't look traumatized, do they? For some reason, society tends to believe those that actually look traumatized are the creeps or weirdos. Those who look tired, those who look drawn, those who look like they can't take any more, those who look like they've had enough. Those are the ones who are disbelieved. Those who choose to self-isolate after a relationship and hide away from the world are considered people who were always a bad un, a wrong un. Like there was always something wrong with them, and this person discarding them and leaving them when they're in that mess was actually something that needed to be done. Never is the thinking cap adorned or the suspicions raised when two people come out of a relationship and one goes into hiding and cannot bear to be around people and looks like absolute shit, and the other one is absolutely fine. How could it ever follow logically that a person that was a victim of abuse didn't have any kind of trauma whatsoever? This is what victims of narcissistic abuse see and live with. People who prefer a well-kempt liar to a bedraggled truth-sayer. We see it in the aftermath as our friends leave us for these abusers. People who've known us for years and have witnessed our slow destruction. People who've known us at our best, and now suddenly after all these years they believe this is us?
What lies beneath your feet? Sacred grounds, watered with tears of blood. Shall we begin? Shall we begin? Shall we begin?
Oh, hail to everybody out there on this April 11th, 2024. Hail to my international audience. Got a chance to do these early morning streams over here, East Coast USA, so that I can reach out to you guys and give you a chance to check out a live stream. Not the usual pomp that you're going to find on the nightly streams. This is more on the level, real from the heart, not so much ego. Gonna have a conversation today about the truth, what it is, what the truth is about narcissism, and what you go through when you deal with these people who are so damaged. They do not even take the time, the care, the attention to heal themselves, to try and better themselves, to become better people, to face their traumas, their childhood traumas, and fix them, and instead prioritize this warped world, this world of lies that they create that validates them passing on pain, destroying other people, being selfish, not wanting to hear another person's case, no empathy. People that want you to fight with them only to give them attention, only to give them energy. They have no qualms lying to you, putting on a fake face, studying you, telling you what you want to hear, just so that they can continue playing games with your life and use you as fuel. And what kind of sick individual does that? A narcissist or a psychopath. The thing about psychopaths, if you hold them accountable, if you punish a psychopath, they'll actually stop. They'll stop, at least for a time being. Narcissists, you can hold them accountable. You can throw them in jail. You can beat their ass. You can show them evidence. And all of it doesn't matter. They're going to continue to be a piece of shit for the sake of being a piece of shit. And it's crazy how emotionally unregulated these grown toddlers are. It is amazing to see a grown person, an adult human being, acting completely contrary to what we would consider emotional maturity, intelligence, all in favor of continuing a game, continuing to hurt, doing anything that they can, casting dispersions, avoiding accountability, shifting blame. They don't care about their kids. They care about family. And in some cases, that family is just a bunch of flying monkeys. They've gotten so used to a narcissist behavior, they just let it fly. And the hard truth about a lot of narcissists is that they learn this. This is generational trauma. These are things that they have learned from their family, from their parents, people that are supposed to rear them and teach them love. And instead of trying to become a better version of themselves, become someone who can accept, someone who understands and loves themselves and therefore can love others, they would rather cause chaos, confusion. They would rather blame you for their own issues. They would rather stay locked in cycles of drama and trauma than learn how to love themselves, be better people. It's sad to a degree, it really is, but there's nothing that you can do for them. There's no saving them. They're always going to stay tightly locked in drama and over-emotional behavior, avoiding responsibility for their actions to others. It's a sick cycle, and the only way to win is not to play the game, which is the opposite. It's the opposite to our natural feelings when someone is lying about you, when someone is hurting you. You defend yourself, right? When you are attacked, you defend yourself. But you can't do that with a narcissist. You can't react. You can't respond. There's nothing you can do but go no contact. It is so odd that not contacting them, not engaging with them, is what hurts them the most, because they need external validation in their life. They need constant ups and downs. They need the constant drama. They need it. That's their fuel. That's their source. It's not growing. It's not betterment. It's creating havoc, consuming others' light in order to sustain their false self. When you engage any other enemy on the battlefield, you can win through consistency, intelligence, better tactics, even coming down to a fist fight, just kicking their ass. That doesn't work with narcs. It doesn't work. Peace, serenity, nirvana, control of self, deciding not to engage, that is how you win. It's so difficult. It was very difficult for me to understand that because I'm a fighter. I'll point a person out in a heartbeat and say, that person's lying. I have no qualms doing that. But narcs will use that against you. They'll use it against me. They will use it against you. The only way to win is to not play. And that in and of itself invalidates their existence. Their fragile lack of ego that supports a false facade. The house of cards, the house of lies. Let them spiral, brothers and sisters. Because it's that or bring back dueling. Let's go to the chat. Hail, my brothers and sisters out there, my fellow survivors and thrivers from narcissistic abuse. Hail to everybody who is lurking. Everybody who's listening at work, hanging out. I greatly appreciate you. Jeff is in the chat. What is up, Jeff? Good to see you. Hail, brother. Deny, deny, deny. Absolutely. And they know what they're doing. Narcs know what they're doing. They know they're lying. They don't care. They know they're hurting on you. They know they just cheated on you. They know they just took your money. They just robbed you. They know that they are playing on your insecurities and they are exasperating traumas and creating new triggers. They know what they're doing. It's a game to them. What a sad existence, Jeff. What a sad existence to live. When you're not growing, you're not prospering, you don't know how to give love. You don't know how to show love. You have no interest whatsoever in attaining that knowledge, in healing yourself. And you live through hurting other people. That's a sad existence, man. Jeff says they themselves pass it on. Narcs breed hate. They absolutely do. They pass on pain. This is their function. They're evil. They're Satan's taint. Like they're evil. They're dark, but it's not even a high quality of evil. You know, it's like there's no pride involved. There's no passion. There's no ego. It's all false. It's all fake. So they're like level 1 imps. And the only way that these creatures can cause any damage is if you let them, is if you engage. It's the only way. Now, it's true if you're dealing with grandiose, because I'm being a tad dogmatic. There's a group out there called Comicsgate, which is completely built on drama, destroying other people, consuming others, stalking them, cyber stalking them, hunting them down, destroying their reputations. Comicsgate is a literal hate group. And they're led by a grandiose narcissist and supported by junior narcissists and flying monkeys, people with all kinds of toxic disorders, under the guise of helping independent creators make or promote comics. It's a one big falsehood. And so I do poke here and there, absolutely. At this moment, there's a comic book creator called Ethan Van Sciver, and he's organized his entire smear campaign, all his flying monkeys, against Eric July. Goes by the name Young Rippa. He's got a comic book out. It was originally promoting with him because you go into the vein of independent comics to promote. And then Ethan turned on Eric, as narcissists do, to smear him and destroy him and send all his flying monkeys at this guy. Because Eric's success has been greater than his. Now, there's no point. Ethan Van Sciver himself, he's a professional comic book artist. He came from DC Marvel. He worked in the comics industry. He has his own brand called Cyberfrog. And he is a legitimate artist. Absolutely. Like, narcissists can be talented. They can be, they can produce. Absolutely. But because this person destroys others, because Ethan is a personality type that becomes easily triggered by other successes because he is a narcissist. We understand what those types are like. He constantly goes and destroys other people's campaigns. He destroys other people's reputations. He sends smear campaigns. They're called whisper networks. The flying monkeys at Comicsgate are called whisper networks. And they will cyber stalk you. They will go find anything out from your history, and as narcissists do, frame the truth with lies and come after your reputation, try and destroy you, destroy your financial viability, consume you in that way. And because he exists in this vein, I have watched this guy that I once respected, before I understood. This is before narcissistic abuse, before I understood what a narcissist was. And a lot of people promoted, and we see him losing a lot of momentum. We see he's stagnant. He got to a certain point, and when he couldn't hide his narcissism, he stagnated. And he still has, 200,000 subscribers, and he's still, or a little over that, and he still has the whisper networks and the toxic people to support him. But he lives in this negative vortex of destroying others, and so he has become stagnant, and he will continue to fail and fall. He has project ideas that were stolen from other people, that were harassed into silence. And when you exist in those dark forces, when you're a demon like that, you attract other dark people. You attract other demonic forces, like Bounding Into Comics. Bounding Into Comics was a website that I have supported for years and years and years. Bounding Into Comics, are run by spiritual narcissists. And they were supposed to be the answer to far left progressive, one of the answers to far left progressive news, mainstream media, Washington Post, New York Times, garbage tier websites, that kind of thing. And they ended up becoming the very thing that they said they were fighting against. Every single one of their articles is slanted. They promote narcissists. They promote narcissistic behavior. They come at it from a spiritual narcissist perspective. It's, protecting their alt-right bigotry behind Jesus Christ, behind Catholicism, which, as true good Christians, which there are plenty of, like our boy Kevin here. Hail, brother. Good to see you, dude. God bless. They take an image like Jesus of Nazareth, and they use him, as many have done in the past, use that image to protect their bigotry, to protect their hatred, their bias. And so at one point I called that out and I was ostracized again. Now I'm used to this because in that sphere, the YouTube sphere I used to work in, I stood up to narcissists before I even knew what narcissism was. I thought I was just dealing with another human being. And you're not. When you're dealing with narcissists, they're vengeful. If they are given a narcissistic injury, then they will continually attack you. So I have been the victim of cyber stalking, smear campaigns. To this day, certain junior narcissists will still talk about me every week, trying to smear my name, destroy my reputation, but I don't care. See, I've removed myself from all that. When you go through narcissistic abuse of any type, you learn to separate yourself from the narcissist and anyone who is tainted by those lies. And it doesn't matter who they've been in your life, you isolate. You have to cut those people out. These are our boundaries. So it's sad for me to say that during the rise of my modest amount of popularity and influence at that time, that I helped to build the influence of narcissists like people in Comicsgate, Ethan Van Sciver, and I helped to promote alt-right narcissistic websites like Bounding Into Comics. When you learn these things, you separate yourself from them. And now that I've gone through what I have and I understand narcissism a lot better than I ever did, I know how to deal with it. Sometimes, as I've said, no contact and not engaging with narcissists is really the only way to win. But I believe it's a public duty. I believe that it is something that we have to do as individuals, as good people, to point out the ills in society. Imagine the dogmatic contradiction in purporting to fight against bias, bigotry, fighting against people lying and smearing against you, against others. And then a website like Bounding Into Comics actually does the very same thing. They're not the far left, they're the far right. They are the alt-right that we've heard about. It's not a group of Nazis on a corner trying to beat up a black person. Right? It's not that. It's not the KKK rallies, which aren't even anything anymore, really. The small gatherings of bigots at a courthouse. That's not where it's at. They are supported and propagated by websites like Bounding Into Comics. When you understand these things, as good people, it is our duty to point them out. Now, when it comes to narcissistic relationships, no contact is king. Just leaving it alone, walking away from it. And if somebody else who's not been in a relationship with that narcissist is probably much more well-equipped to handle that narc because they don't have the emotional triggers. They have not been triangulated. They have not been put through what that person who was in a relationship with someone who was in a manipulationship, what they have gone through. But when it comes to fighting narcissists in politics, Hollywood, the industries, corporations, Comicsgate, people who are saying that they are fighting against a certain way of groupthink, of smearing and projection, and then commit those crimes themselves. That's something that needs to be stood up and talked about. And it's a shame because I'm coming out with another book, The Phantom Menace Volume 2. The guy who does my cover art loves that narcissist. The guy that I work with, Immortal Coil, has no problem with that narcissist. And it is difficult for me to operate around people who don't see evil for what evil is and don't take that stand. Now, I'm not judging Nick Nugent, by the way. Let me promote my cover artist, Nick Nugent. If you are into Knight Rider, he has a book called The Knight Rider Companion. Please check that out. At KR Companion on Twitter. Please check it out. It's a great book. It's a lot more information in there concerning Knight Rider, the production of it, and the lore than you'll find anywhere else. And if you have not subscribed to Immortal Coil, please support those in our Dragonstorm community. I can't shut up. One of my biggest problems, y'all, is I have a problem shutting up, which is why a lot of the content you have seen previous to The Last Hoover, which came at me twice, which was insane. And it is crazy how the more you ignore a narcissist, the more you ignore those types of those toxic personality types, the crazier they get in trying to hoover you back in and trying to get you back into that trauma. I am happy to say that I have not texted a bitch in a hot minute. I don't even care. So done. I'm thankful, so thankful that I've gotten to that point. And the time has come for me, at least when discussing these things, not just to remain limited to my past experience in a relationship or whatever the hell it was by a narcissist. Because there's much more broader scope to this topic. It is now time for me to go and confront these things on different levels. And one of them is going to be the narcissists who tried to get me to kill myself while I was going through an abusive situation. I think this is necessary. And if you don't believe me, I implore you, because I understand this community is built on people who have been through narcissistic abuse. You can spot a narcissist a mile away. Please check out Comic Artist Pro Secrets. Go to that please go to that YouTube channel and just take a look at one stream. It won't take you but 10 minutes to see how the chat are all toxic, flying monkey types. It won't take you but 15 minutes to see the smear campaigns being happen, the snooty arrogance, the false ego. This is just one small part of a human experience. This is just one influencer who's gathered around him other toxic types, other junior narcissistic types, and set about destroying the reputations of others. It's a disgusting display. If you happen, and I implore you to go check him out. Go check out Ethan Van Sciver, and it'll take you, well, probably not even, it'll take you 5 minutes, just 5 minutes to see how fake that narcissist is. Go check out Comic Artist Bros. Go check out Bounding into Comics. Check out just a couple of their articles, and you will see the slant, the alt-right slant, the spiritual narcissism in that website. Using a God of peace like Jesus Christ as a shield to defend themselves against any criticism while attacking other people because they don't pray right or they don't have the right politics. Brothers and sisters, let's go to the chat. Let's say hi, and then I'm going to keep going because the truth about narcissists is what we are covering today. And everything is on the table. We got channel member Keep Looking Up. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for being here. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you, channel members. You guys keep this channel going, and I really appreciate it. For anyone who's interested in seeing the rise and fall of Steve Walton, all of the things I may have done wrong or said wrong, they are all on the channel membership list. If you are interested in knowing about NarcX and all the drama that happened over the last year plus, it's all there. It's all behind a paywall because it's not something that I really talk about all that much anymore. Kevin, Hail Brother, says narcs pass on sexually and spiritually transmitted demons. Yes, spiritual STDs. Their STDs will match your STDs. Yeah, absolutely, sir. They drain your spirit. They have no spirit of their own. Their connection to God has been cut off. You cannot commit to being a lying, deceptive, destructive, manipulative person and not be cut off from God's light. It doesn't happen. It doesn't matter what type of narcissism it is. It's any type of narcissistic behavior or toxic behavior that is extreme in trying to validate what should be criminal behaviors. You do cut yourself off. So it's actually, absolutely. And they want to pass on that pain. And if they want to pass those demons on, they are possessed by the Jezebel spirit, and among others. And they want to pass on that pain. They want to destroy others. It's a sick cycle. Jeff says when they get what they want, they slither off and then come back when they want more. Absolutely. Because what they want is your self-destruction. What they want is to consume you, to fool you, to trick you. They want to have control over you. And as soon as they have that, as soon as you give them that, they need that next high. They're addictive personalities, very addictive behaviors. They need that first bump of cocaine again. You know what I mean? They need the new high, which is why narcissistic women, when it comes to the deviancy, narcissists who are deviants, that's why you have narcissistic women that can't stop sleeping with other people. They can't stop. They're not satisfied with that one love. They don't understand what love is. So they're not satisfied with that one man who can steadily love them and give them a foundation of trust and stability. No, they need that next dick. They're picking some other dude up. It's not going to stop. That's why narcissistic men do the same thing. They usually have mommy issues, which is why they treat women the way they do, because they don't really love women. And then they move into bisexuality and they move into other areas because they need the new high. They need a new level of deviancy in order to feel as if they are worth something. They're children, grown children with adult bodies. What is up, Angela? Good to see you. Thank you for reminding me. And I just want to say, before I even read that, I knew your name. So it's permeating, sweetheart, finally. But thank you for reminding me. How are you doing? It's good to see you. Thank you, Angela, for being here. All my mods are beautiful. Hail the Dragonstorm community. We are loving light, helping one another out, and occasionally flirting and talking down to each other, but only if you need to be talked down to. Like, Jeff's going to hook up with Jessica, y'all. I saw it yesterday. There was a lot of flirting in the chat between Jeff and Jessica. I'm just saying. Jessica was also, through being subtle, she was talking about putting beef on her teeth. I don't understand what fetish that is, but Jeff, that's all you, bro. I don't know what that's. I don't know what that's about. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Let's see. Angela says, one second, correct. You just remove yourself from them. You can't stop the smear campaign. You can't stop a smear campaign. This is the thing that I've discovered, because so many people over the last year, 2 years, have come to me and said, in private, mostly, I know who so-and-so is. Not just NarcX, but the other narcs who have smeared me. I know who that person is, and they're lying about you. We know they're lying. Narcissists will eventually show themselves. They can't not expose themselves because they have to keep lying. Lie on top of lie on top of lie. And they go back on what they say all the time. You can't be a smarmy, ugly, nasty person, happy in the destruction that you cause, and it not show through. Eventually it does. But then again, there are people who can't see that, like we were at one point. We couldn't see it. Whether it's because we had a narcissistic parent who trained us, or we were just, for some reason, we didn't have strong boundaries and we just ignored red flags and we believed in a man or a woman who fed us lies for the reason to fool us and to abuse us. You know, we learn these lessons. There are people out there that are still gullible to the ways of a narcissist or have not been through narcissistic abuse. And so they see a narcissistic person and they seem, for some reason, they think that they're just a little toxic or just a little egocentric or egotistical. And they don't understand the true evil. This is why, guys, please support your other narcissistic abuse coaches, recovery content creators, other narcissistic abuse survivors who are out there. It is so very important that we support these people and we continue to get the word out about narcissism. This is an epidemic that is just taking over and needs to be confronted and exposed. And there need to be laws put into place to deal with these people, to deal with these types. Please support the F around and find out legislation. Let's bring back dueling, guys. Thank you guys for being here. Please remember to share out the link, share hit that like button for me if you would. First time here, please consider subscribing. We look at narcissistic abuse, awareness, and recovery from a spiritual perspective. We get down these daytime streams. We kind of get down to what the nitty gritty is. And at night, we have some fun at night. We talk about different topics as well. Angela says, if the flying monkeys want to listen to the narcissist, let them. Absolutely. Absolutely. Lowbrow troglodytes. People who live in low vibration. The trash, Angela, I've said this before, the trash collects itself. Your narcissist is your trash collector. Let them collect the toxic people, the low vibration. Let them have that. They want that negative fuel. They want to be praised for being trash. Let them have that. That's not our existence, Angela. That's not Jeff's existence. That's not Kevin's existence. That's not Keep Looking Up's existence. That's not our existence. Our existence is to raise and elevate ourselves, to better ourselves, to do the shadow work, to introspect, to go after the things that we want to achieve, to be positive, to be truly progressive, accepting, loving ourselves, therefore being able to love others, to discern who it is that we share our energies with, because we are elevated people, elevated spiritually, emotionally. We have a maturity that those types will never have. Let them have fun playing the Jerry Springer show all day. Let them live in a fantasy, in their illusion, destroying each other. I'm at the point where I used to look forward to the day when those who had called themselves my friends but really weren't, abandoned me, smeared me, gathered enemies up against me after I'd helped them build YouTube channels, help them to sell their comics, help them to advertise their brands. I used to wait for the day when they would begin to implode. They have been imploding. Some of them have been imploding, and I haven't even noticed because I'm working on other things. I don't care. Removing your energy from toxic people, toxic situations, that restores yourself, your vitality, your strength. If you're dealing with parents or family members who are that way, you got to gray rock. You gray rock them. You make yourself unpalatable. They do not bother you. You spend a limited amount of time around them if you have to, and then you go on your merry way. Cleanse, take a shower, do some prayers, meditate, whatever it is, do something fun, whatever it is that you need to do that to elevate your light, your frequency, your thinking, your positivity. That is the bane of all narcissists. It's not just truth. It's being a positive person. Immortal Coil put it so well when he said that a narcissist has to break you down and make you feel unloved, broken, traumatized, sad, depressed, so that they can consume your energy, because they are lower vibrational beings. They are dark beings, evil, demonic beings. They cannot consume you when you are confident and strong, loving yourself and doing what you need to do. They can't consume that. They can adore it. They can want to be it, be jealous of it, but they can't be who you are. They can't consume that. That's why they break you down and destroy you. They want you to be as sad and broken and horrible as they are. What a terrible existence, Angela. Horrible existence. Jeff says, Angela, the smear campaign starts as soon as you start refusing them, probably before that also. Yes, it does. The smear campaign begins when they begin to test your boundaries, when they begin to try and devalue you to your face, especially like with narcissistic women, how Jeff, you know how they come and they try to emasculate us from the beginning, challenge us with erroneous claims and projections of weakness that do not exist. That's the beginning of the process of breaking you down so they can consume you. They get off. They get off on fooling you and tricking you. Imagine that. Imagine that existence, Jeff. These people get off on fooling, manipulating, and destroying you. That's a sickness, man. It's sickness. Kevin says, narcissists exist even in church, especially big mega churches with pastors telling you the prosperity gospel. Their modus operandi is to get money and adoration. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I have met some wonderful Christians in my time. And whenever I meet a wonderful, like a spiritual, walking the path as best they can of Christ, when I meet those people, I'm so thankful. I'm so very thankful. Because they don't look at someone like myself and go, ooh, you're a witch, burn you at the stake. Or, oh, you don't pray the right way. You're not human. You're of this. They don't judge me. They love me. As Jesus taught them, to love thy neighbor. And that is so refreshing. I'm happy for that. Because you have people that work at websites, like Bounding Into Comics, who are spiritual narcissists and hide behind a Bible, hide behind a religious teaching in order to attack others, using Christ as a shield, using a God of love and peace as a shield. In much the same way that people who go to war, like religious wars, will use gods of peace, love, understanding, to validate their murder, genocide, rape. It's not something new in history. And it's not limited to the monotheistic religions. This happened with the polytheistic religions too before them. But it's absolutely sick to see your Olsteins. I can't think of it. There was this one pastor that I really liked. What's his name? He's a black dude, heavy set, older, probably in his 50s. And his speeches were really inspirational. Now, as a spiritualist, I can hear the words from any belief system, any religion, and if they are true, if they are inspirational, I can feel the divine in them, the wisdom in them. And I watched many of his videos over and over again. Well, now we find out that he's hanging out with P. Diddy and going to Puff Daddy parties, and we all know what's going on with that. And much in the same way that people might get inspired by an actor like Tom Hanks, right? Tom Hanks, love Tom Hanks. I grew up on the movie Big, Saving Private Ryan, love that movie. Forrest Gump, I was chasing a Jenny there for a while. You know what I mean? I kind of identify with Forrest Gump. But I can't watch those movies now because we all know what Tom Hanks is into. He's a part of the pedo rings. Why he's in Greece. Why he had to escape to Greece so he didn't get charged in the United States. And people who looked up to Tom Hanks, people who looked up to that person, was inspired by. I can't tell you how many times, like after I went through my divorce, which was difficult for me to do, I lost one of the only women I've ever known in my entire life who did love me, who truly did love me. Hail to Akasha Ravenwolf and her husband and the wonderful life that she has now. And I would watch Castaway. That was my go-to movie, Braveheart and Castaway. And now I can't, the meaning and the energy of that movie I can't accept that because that actor was diddling kids. Just like I can't look at that pastor's videos anymore. I don't want to watch them because that's false. Everything that he's saying is false, no matter how wise or how the message he is spreading. He's hanging out with Puff Daddy and doing things with kids. I can't do that. It is such a shame, Kevin, because people like yourself and others who find the connection that you have spiritually with your God, with the teachings of your God, that keep you going and elevate yourself as a human being and keep you loving and kind, giving and charitable and wonderful. I love Jesus myself. He's one of my favorite gods. He's one of my favorite deities. And people use that to validate their bigotries and their hatreds, to smear other people, to align with other narcissists and go after others' reputations, to consume others by devaluing them. And that's a horrible thing. It's a crime against source. But God will judge them. Karma will come for them. And that's what you have to keep in mind. You just listen, the devil takes care of his own only as long as you are serving the devil. And once you're too weak or once you're not useful, evil discards you. You will begin to deteriorate. This is why you see narcissists as they age begin to deteriorate. All that evil starts coming out. Like they can't hide it no more. The devil don't have as much use for that person as they used to. Well, you're not youthful anymore. I can't use it to destroy as many people as I once did. And you will see a narcissistic people, especially women. Women hit the wall faster than men. You will see them just deteriorating, falling apart, losing that allure, losing that sexual ability, And if they're deviants, they're catching STDs, they're running around getting burnt. This is the truth of narcissism. This is the truth of narcissistic abuse. Narcissists and how they act and what they are. They're demonic. Low-level demons. They had their high in the 20s and the 30s, and then you start approaching them 40s, you're falling down. With men, you're approaching them 50s, and you start falling apart. Karma does come for them. Absolutely. For especially religious narcissists, you can't look at Osteen. You can't see Osteen right, and not see that demon for what he is. Using a supposed connection with God, purporting to have a connection with God, with source, and using it to create an illusion to manipulate for selfish gain, He doesn't give a damn about nobody. Remember when Katrina hit? When Katrina hit, what did he do? He shut the doors to his megachurch. He didn't use it to save people's lives. He shut the doors. He didn't want to get any rain. He didn't want to get any scum, any plebs on the carpet. That's not a man of God. That's my determination. Keep Looking Up says, yep, Kevin, the spiritual narcissists are the worst. They're all the worst, in my opinion, but spiritual narcissists have a special place in hell. You know? And whatever you believe in heaven and hell, you believe in reincarnation, life review, however it is, they are going to face what they have done at some point, and it's not going to happen when they cross over, when they go home. It's going to start happening before they leave. Darkness, evil, the devil will begin to consume somebody who lives in lies and destruction and trauma and drama, will begin to consume them long before they pass over to the other side. Maybe we shouldn't bring back dueling. Maybe we should let these people just miserably exist. The old, nasty, toxic cat lady who destroyed every good man, or tried to, that she came across during her life. Supported every toxic dude and toxic relationship. Lying, cheating, getting beat up. Maybe we should let that cat lady exist into old age. Maybe we should let that dude, after his looks disappear, after he begins to crumble and fall apart because of all the evil that he has done and committed to coming out, seeping through the pores in his skin, let them get into old age. Let them feel how lonely they're going to be at the end of their lives when they are infirmed, when they absolutely do need help in order to get medicine, food, travel, and no one is there to help them because they have eliminated any hope in any individual, family, friend, or associate that person will ever get better. I say we let them. Angela says, so true, Kevin. The megachurch leaders are only out to get rich and use God as a tool to get there. Yes. Yeah. And it's disturbing. And it's been happening for thousands and thousands of years. You know, it's thousands of years. The Christians didn't start that. Or people who said people who said that they were Christian, but they're really not, that did that. That was happening for a long time. All the temples and all the pantheons. There has always been that one person who did not believe in their connection with that God and used it for sex and money, influence and manipulation. But we see it so much more so now as narcissism has become rampant in society, just excused in society, celebrated, elevated. There's a reason hate movements like Comicsgate have supporters. They're spreading narcissism. They're spreading toxic behaviors, destroying other people's lives, consuming them. And this is why support your independent creators out there. Support your other narc abuse coaches and check out Narc Daily. Hail to Narc Daily. Check out Coach Randy White. Check out these wonderful creators who are putting the message out and helping to heal. This is what Dragonstorm is becoming. This is what we are. Supporting one another, helping to elevate, heal each other, coming together as a community of people for the betterment of ourselves and others. We have to fight these. We got to fight these hate groups. Got to fight these, whether they're alt-right spiritual narcissists or just outright grandiose narcissists trying to take people's money and destroy others along the way, because their fragile egos cannot accept that better people have successes greater than theirs. Kevin Jang says, these fake pastors, flying monkeys, are unquestioning members of their sub-pastors who have very little good theological training. Well, I mean, look, if you could bullshit, Kevin, we know if you could bullshit really well, you know, if you could fake, you could be that narcissist, excuse me. I mean, what real training do you need other than the ability to manipulate? Charisma is a tool. False ego is a tool. I use charisma all the time. to get my message out, to uplift other people. I'm using it in the most positive direction, most positive way that I can, in a productive way. And yeah, I'm trying to make money too. I'll be honest, I ain't gonna lie. But when the difference between someone who has a true connection with source and is trying to do good, it's going to be a slow burn. I mean, you might get quick bumps. If God needs you, if source needs you to be in a certain place at a certain time, you're going to get bumps. Your angel's going to be there to help you out. But the prosperity and the happiness comes, you know, the money is just a side effect of true emotional fulfillment and emotional growth and happiness itself. For people who are like megachurch pastors and people who use spirituality for selfish gain, I mean, yeah, that money may come faster, but that's what they're concentrating on. It has nothing to do with fulfillment, connection to the divine. I mean, it has nothing to do with that. So they're always going to be empty. And that emptiness is a hollow foundation that will always fall. Always fall. Jeff says, they have infiltrated everywhere. With the knowledge, you can spot them and stay away as far as, stay far away as possible. Yes. Hello, Don, it's Dragonstorm, the Narc Slayer. As I've said before, I'm a little bit of a fighter. I'm a little bit of a warrior. Just a little bit. So I'm going to be pointing out certain groups and peoples. I think it's my duty, as well as being supportive and healing. It's going to be my job to let you guys know, in the most reasonable and assured terms that I can be, what certain groups out there are hate groups, are narcissistically charged, psychopathically, sociopathically, toxic, charged groups who are out there trying to destroy others. And I'm going to occasionally go after one or two, but I'm doing so with the knowledge that exposing a narc, they can't stand that. They don't want to be pointed out. And I will do that when I feel as though I have to do that. But in the mainstay, Jeff, absolutely, man. When it comes down to like narcissistic relationships, narcissistic family members, you got to get away. You got to stay away. When you spot a narc, honestly, your narcissist is your trash collector. They're going to gather toxic people amongst them. And that is a hollow foundation. These types will always destroy themselves. Knowledge that was innate within me when it came to with the ex. I understand this. You know, a person who went from, when I first started seeing her, thin, beautiful, sexy, gorgeous, glowing skin, who has continually over the last several years remained tidally locked with another narcissistic type, doing drugs, lying, cheating, getting hit, beating each other, catching STDs, all kind. She's nothing like she used to be. And it's sad to me because I love this person through and through, as we all did. We loved our narc ex, you know. That's why it's part of the reason why we're in this cycle. But she bloated, nasty, scabby, burnt. Just nothing but lost potential. And that's sad. I think really it is sad for any narcissist whom we know why they are the way they are is because of severe childhood traumas. This is why they are the way they are. They were absolutely a victim at some point in their life. And then they chose to not fix themselves, not heal. They chose to be lying and manipulative and awful people. And that led them down a road that is nothing but wasted potential. I'm pretty sure, having done this for about a little over a year now, that most of us had some damages that made us predisposed to the manipulations of a narcissist. But what have we done? Even after going through hell with one of these manipulative creatures, we chose to better ourselves. We chose to learn more. We chose to push harder, believe in ourselves, have a greater understanding, self-mastery, and not want to be like them. And that's beautiful. Guys, you guys are my heroes out there. All of you. You're all my heroes. It's because of your example that I have come as far as I have. And I'm so thankful for you. And if you've done that for me, I can't imagine who you do that for in your own life. The people around you who saw you crash down and fall and become devastated, and the friends that you lost and your life thrown into chaos, and how you've risen like a phoenix. That is the difference between we as survivors of narcissistic abuse and the narcissists themselves. They will continually destroy anyone they are involved with. And we lead by example, resurrecting ourselves, coming back like Lazarus, embracing the best versions of who we are and striving for that. We're going to keep that going. And we're going to get the train wreck express choo-chooing through the country as soon as we get to 50K. If you guys would smash the like button, subscribe for your first time here, share out the link on your social media, I would greatly appreciate it. Let's get this channel up to 50K so we can make these dreams happen. I want to get meetups. I want to come out and meet you guys. I want this thing to go international. I want to be able to, I want us to see one another, exchange our stories in person, and create something that can help other people, that can spread light and healing and happiness through leading by example. Thank you, guys. I love you all so much. Kevin says, Angela, it's also why I converted from evangelical Christianity to Eastern Orthodox Christianity. Too many showman narc pastors in those mega churches. Yeah, I mean, good for you. Good for you. Kevin, are you much happier with Eastern Orthodox Christianity? Let me know, dude. I promise I'll catch up. I want to see. I hope so. I truly hope so. Yeah, evangelicals to me they've always come off as, a lot of show, a lot of flash, not really. I mean, the opposite of being humble, right? And please correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't part of following in the footsteps of Christ about being a humble personality? Let me know, brother, because I'm still learning myself. I'm always learning. Keep Looking Up says they'll have to leave stuff behind also to stay attached. Yes. And you know what I started doing? I started throwing stuff out. So I found out that Narc X would always say, oh, I threw this out. Oh, I threw that out. And then every now and again, during the Hoovers, she would say, guess what I found? Or guess what I still have? And it would be the very objects he said she threw out. Meanwhile, I would throw out everything that she would leave behind. That's such a power move, y'all. Understand. Throw it out. Throw that anchor out. If you left something at their house or with them, it's lost. It's gone. Say some prayers. Definitely say some prayers, because we're talking about demonic for narcissists are demonic people. So if they work in the occult in any way, shape, or form, they're going to use that stuff. So say some prayers, put up some protections, but consider that stuff gone and lost. Detach it. Call your power back. Objects that you think about, just like people or places, have your energy in them. Call that energy back to you. Take it back. Leave whatever it is behind. And that will also help. Jeff says, also hold on to the things to keep around. Yeah, well, but listen, I'm not advocating witchcraft here. All right. I have used things that were left behind by her in the cord cutting spell that I did. But no, I'm really just throw it out. Get rid of it. Get that energy out of your life. Get it out of your life. You don't want them in your life. The second to last time Narc X was here, I gave her some Aries oil that I had bought. God left for her the year before, but she ghosted before I could give it to her. The second time I tried to give it to her, she ghosted again to go back to VD before I could give it to her. And then the third time she came back, she was like, where's that Aries oil? I threw it out. Oh, I understand. No, you don't. Because you still have in storage every single gift I gave you, guaranteed the diamonds I gave you, guaranteed everything you still have it. Narcissists are obsessed with you, ladies and gentlemen, not the other way around. They are obsessed with you. They need you in order to live. They need you for supply. They need you. They're fascinated with the connection they have with you, and so they can consume your energies. Remember, you are an it or a thing to a narc. You are an object. You are not a person. You are their plaything. You are their source of supply. They're obsessed with you, not the other way around. And that connection from their psychic energy is one of the reasons why it's hard to break away from them. Why it's hard to stop being depressed and get them, because they're constantly putting the evil eye on you. Constantly. Kevin says, yeah, a buddy of mine told me that his ex-girlfriend left her ring behind, asked him for it. He was wondering if he should just sell it or return it. I mean, it's either or. Either or. Did she take money from him? It's talking about a female narc. Female narcissists are all about taking money from guys. So, man, sell it. I'd say sell it. I mean, you know what she would do if she's a narcissist. Okay, first off, hold on. If she's, I'm sorry, I may have read that wrong. I'm sorry. I got narcissist on the brain. If it's simply an ex-girlfriend, like, not all relationships end well. It could, and so if it wasn't a toxic situation, give her the, have him give her the ring. Give her the ring. All right, be a decent person. You're not dealing with like a really toxic, evil, narcissistic type person. Be a decent person. Yeah, give her the ring back. Absolutely. Give her back anything that she wants to have back, and then if she doesn't get the rest of it, then that's when you throw it out. You give them the chance. Absolutely. Be a good person. Be a decent. We are not those that hurt us. Now, if she's a narcissist, hell that shit. Throw it out. She wouldn't care about you. If she's narcissist, she's a covert. She don't care about him. She never cared about him. She was there to use him. It is so true when they say that you are so hurt by the things you know the narcissist did to you, but you don't know the whole story. You don't know it all. A year later, after I found out that Narc X, while I was giving her money, supporting her bills, taking care of her, was blowing her drug dealer. I wish I never knew that. I wish I never knew that information. I don't want to hear that. You don't want to know it all. You don't want to know it all. And because you've already ruminated so much. You've already thought everything over so much. You've already thought about the possibilities so much. You don't need no more. But anyway, back on subject. If if your buddy just like broke up with her, I mean, for God's sakes, yeah, be a decent human being. They give her back the ring. If she was toxic and used him, if she took money, sell it. Yeah, absolutely. But get rid of it. But no matter what, like if he's going to move on into the next part of his life from an ex, he should get rid of it. I think it should be very rare that we keep things from our exes. It should be very rare. And even more so rare when you're able to move on from an ex and still remain friends. Because you're always going to have that there. I'm not saying that it can't happen. It absolutely can happen. But you should, after the failure of a romantic relationship, just leave it behind. And hail to all my brothers and sisters out there who have families that don't work out with other people and have kids, and you're able to, remain friends with baby daddy or baby mama. I mean, that takes a lot of emotional maturity, and also takes a lot of love, thinking about the children and how much a better environments they're going to have when mom and dad work out, when they're able to be friends, at least, I was in a position like that and threw away many things. They use this as an opportunity to keep us back. Yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah, without a doubt. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. I realized that deleting mutual pics with them and pics is needed too. Bad energy. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. That image is a snapshot of time. You keep that snapshot of time with you, you're going to remain bound to the narc. I used to have pictures of narc in the phone. I used to have videos of the narc, and they're all gone. They're all gone. I don't care about none of them. I used to think about one or two of them during the last Hoover when we had talked. I was like, yeah, I missed this pic. I missed that pic. Gone. I'm glad it's gone. What is up, Moonbeam? Hail to you. Hello to all us narcs visitors. Just arrived and heard, check out Bounty and who? Okay. Well, I was talking about a narcissist that runs smear campaigns and destroys others. He has this pyramid scheme called Comicsgate. His name's Ethan Van Sciver, comic artist, pro secrets. He's a grandiose narcissist. He has other junior narcissists, other types of toxic people. If you check out his just check out one live stream from him, and you'll if you're a narc abuse survivor, you're gonna know. You're gonna see him and go, "Yep, that's a narcissist." You're gonna know right away. Devaluation, smearing, destruction of other people in order to hold people holds people who are trying to get some kind of advertisement for their comic book, their independent comic book campaigns, and he makes them all kiss the ring. And if you create a narcissistic injury with him, he will destroy your reputation. He will send his whisper networks and flying monkeys at you. So it's only going to take you 5 minutes. It'll take you 5 to 15 minutes easy on a live stream just to see how these toxic people act. And you'll be like, yeah, those are narcissists. And the other was Bounding into Comics, which is an alt-right spiritual narcissist website. They're alt-right. They're far-right bigots. Hateful people who use religion, Catholicism in that case, as a shield so that they can spin narratives about different stories that they produce and devalue others behind using spiritual narcissism. And they're also friends with the narcissist in Comicsgate. And they all the narcs come together at some point. You know, your narcissist is your trash collector. Good to see you, Moonbeam. Thank you for being here. Hail, sister, brother, not sure. Looks like brother. Get rid of anything they gave you, and also you don't need that bad energy either. Absolutely. Absolutely. You don't need it. What is up, CJH channel member? Thank you so much. Channel members keep this channel alive. Thank you so much. Anyone that has any interest in NarcX or any of the fucketry that happened in the past year and a half, including a live stream with her, doing what I was originally going to use this channel for, tarot, they are all on the channel members list. Go right ahead, check them out if you choose to. And if not, I thank you for being here, just being subscribed, hitting that like button or dislike, either way. Leaving comments on videos, sharing out this live stream, being here and engaging in the chat, brothers and sisters. That is all I really ask for. Just those things. Thank you so much. And yes, bring back dueling. Bring back dueling, because there is nothing going to be more satisfying than groups of narcissistic abuse survivors standing shoulder to shoulder, locked and loaded with love, walking up that hill, seeing that narcissist shaking in their boots, being held accountable for the trash that they are, that nervous, limp-wristed hand firing off a shoddy weapon before they get hit themselves. Because that narc, doesn't matter how good a shot that narcissist is, they're going to run out of bullets before they run out of victims, and we have no reloads and bring back dueling. You get the amount of weapons you get, and that's it. The amount of bullets, and that's it. And how satisfying will it be to watch the dark light leave their black eyes as they go back home to hell? I think that the F around and find out legislation should be passed. Bring back dueling, sirs. Bring back dueling. I jest, of course. Not really. Moonbeam. And they will pick a fight with us just for a few days so they can get that new side piece as soon as they get what they need from from that new supply. They call us minutes after, because they need a new high. It's all about triangulation and control. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I feel bad. I was a loyal fool. I was absolutely a loyal fool. And I feel bad for every loyal fool out there who accepts being downgraded to a perpetual side bitch, man or woman, who lives in constant fear, stepping on eggshells, waiting for the next fight to emerge because that narcissistic dude needs to go meet a tranny at a truck stop, put something up his ass, or that narcissistic chick needs to create a fight so that she can go get love bomb another dude and get money from him and spread her legs, come home with an STD. It's a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing, Moonbeam. But I was a loyal fool myself. I am not pointing fingers. I am simply saying I admit where I've been, and I am sorry for all of us that have been through it. I am not proud of those experiences. I am not happy to have been a loyal fool. I am not proud of myself for accepting those lies over and over again, for allowing a woman to flash a vagina in my face, a smile, and a few lies, and me just give up all my manhood. This is something we all go through, and so I'm grateful for each and every one of you that has gone no contact and stayed away and regained your strength and character. That sees that hoovering hobgoblin come back in and realize that that person is nothing but lies and nothing but wanting to hurt you, and you have the strength, you have gained the integrity, the self-respect and self-love to cut them off and never speak to them again. You are my heroes. Hail, my brothers and sisters. We are Dragonstorm. Kevin says, I do not have any physical gifts from the narc in my life anymore. Good for you. And as for a few tips to eat food outside, we had a few trips. I went one more time to those restaurants to eat by myself with or with real friends. Good shit. That's what you got to do, Kevin. You reclaim yourself. See, the narc wants you to remain depressed and stagnant. They want those things, those memories to be triggers. This is why they ghost you around holidays. This is why they do nasty shit around important times like birthdays. This is why. Because they want you to associate those times that are supposed to be about happiness and family with trauma. That's how they get off on it. Good for you for reclaiming them. That's why I did that spell. That's why I did that spell on Valentine's Day, bro. That's why on her birthday, which was the beginning of a ghosting period that lasts until, the end of May. Every year, year after year, same routine. And I reclaimed it. This is when I grow. This is my growth period. Thank you. Thank you, NarcX, for not coming around. I know you ain't coming around for at least another month and a half. Thank you for giving me this time, because this year is when I say no more. When that Hoover is over and she comes back, no more. No, I'm not even responding to you. Don't come to my door. Don't text. Don't call. Don't use a third party. Nothing. I'm done. You chose to live in a situation with a dude who's kicking your ass and giving you gonorrhea. You chose to not only be with that, but be cheating on him with the same group of exes that you have been sleeping with for years and years and years. You chose not to take the high road and heal yourself. You chose not to be a better person. You can live in that. That's you, boo. Collect all the trash. Use all the smear streams you want to do. All the live streams you want to have talking trash. You do what you need to do, because everybody knows you're lying. Everybody knows you're a narcissist. Every flying monkey, every other junior narc, every other toxic person, they recognize their own. And that's why the worst, the absolute worst that will never succeed in life, support you. Meanwhile, Lodonis Dragonstorm just crossed 10,000 subscribers and is finishing his book and has isolated himself and surrounded himself with people who truly love him, and has built a community of survivors and thrivers who support each other. I don't need any of that in my life. I don't need a toxic person who does not value their body, does not value themselves in my life. And so, yes, Kevin, hail to you, sir. I'm glad you went to those restaurants one more time and you had that food by yourself, and you had it with real friends, because you just created a new timeline for yourself. You reclaimed those spaces. Hail to you, man. You are my hero, Kevin. If narcs quarrel with you, it's very likely they're pretending preparing to meet their new supply after to get you in a temporary Cold War. Oh, yeah, I've been in that so many times. So many times. Listen, dude. My light, all right? Allow me to toot my own. I know my own worth. You know, like I know what I am and what I'm not. At this point in my life. I'm not bullshitting myself no more. But I am better than a drug dealer who is cheating on his wife to sleep with my ex. I am better than a dude who triangulates all the time, collects the worst types of people around him, beats up women. I'm better than that. I am better than a woman who does not value her own body. and lays on her back in order to create green stacks. You know what I mean? Like I'm better than that. Know your worth, y'all. Know who you are. Understand your worth, and do not accept less. People like Angela out there, people like Jessica out here, people like Beth, you know, like they're not concerned with relationships right now. They're concerned with growing themselves and building themselves. People like Jeff, they can do a CJ, more concerned with your own personal development and evolution than you are jumping into another bed. Narcs ain't going to stop that. They need the next high. We value ourselves and what we bring to the table. We value because we love ourselves. Don't need to jump into another bed when you love yourself. That's toxic behavior. That is a completely base, animalistic, toxic behavior. Let's go to a video real quick. Y'all don't mind.
So do narcissists mean the things that they say to you when they're angry and yelling and screaming at you or raging out on you? And of course, if you're new here, I'm actually a diagnosed narcissist. So yes, as a narcissist myself, when I was in narcissistic rage mode, I would absolutely mean the things that I was saying to that person. And so do most narcissistic people. They absolutely mean the things that they say to you, because a lot of narcissists store up the things like that you tell them. They store up your darkest, deepest secrets, the traumas that you have shared with them, that you promised, that they promised that they would never share with anybody else. They store it up just in case they need it for later, right? So in those times of narcissistic rage, they're just throwing anything and everything out to hurt you. They've thought about it before. So they just say it out loud to try to hurt your feelings. But just because they mean it doesn't make it true. Like if they're saying that you deserve something to happen to you from your childhood, it doesn't mean it's true. You didn't deserve it, but they're going to try to make you feel like you deserved it because they're trying to hurt your feelings in that moment. And a lot of narcissists say this type of stuff to avoid accountability, to hurt your feelings, to just change sometimes just to change the subject. It's crazy, isn't it? The hateful, mean ass stuff that they'll say to you just to change the subject, to avoid accountability or to avoid having an uncomfortable conversation. But anyways, I hope this video brought you some clarity. And if it did, hit that subscribe button.
I love that, brother. Sorry, I was on mute. That right there is an example of a person who wanted to change and better themselves. I see there's like other narcs out there, that other people who have narcissism who went to psychotherapy and they do content. And I'm glad that they're out there spreading knowledge. This gentleman here is the only one who gives me positive vibes. He's the only one me personally, that I believe. And I'm also sad to say, we talk about reactive abuse. I did engage in reactive abuse. When I watched this video, it reminded me of times when I also reacted by using personal information coming back at the narc. And that wasn't right. Don't become your enemy. When I realized that, I stopped doing it because there's no justification for it other than in the moment having to point out a hypocrisy. But a concentrated anti-smear campaign shouldn't involve smears themselves. We live, we learn. I'm going to skip a little bit ahead because a lot of great people in the chat. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Please smash the like button for me. Share out the link. Greatly appreciate you. What's up, Ricardo? What's up? Yo. Good to see you. Hell, my international audience, man. Good to see you. Good, man. Thank you for being here, dude. Greatly appreciate you. Miss Rockstar's in the house. Hi, Steven. What's going on to my brothers and sisters across the pond? Hell. Good to see you, man. One day, I really want to come over to Britannia one day. That's that's where I'm from. And where my ancestors came from. So when the train wreck express gets a rolling, we are definitely going overseas, and I'm coming home to the UK where it all began for the Walton family. Angela says religion is such a controversial subject, and God is not physically here to settle religious. No. So, in my opinion, my perspective, we are God. We are God. God is everything. God is nature. God is us. God is everything. God is creation. The word is creation. So from my perspective, we are all parts of that as a group, a spirit tribe, a group on Gaia on this earth. And so God speaks through us, man. God speaks through us. Like I've said this on a couple streams before. I've been engaged by both angels and demons in flesh form. I swear, there's no other way for me to see it. And the strangest thing that I have discovered is that demonic spirits who come to you in human form come in positions of authority. And every time I've met an angelic being in human form, they have been like ragged. They have been people who look like they could be living on the streets. And that's the difference between those two sides, is that true happiness and inner wisdom is much more, and that's what makes you rich. Not having a position of power, not money. What makes you rich is having an evolved spirit, empathy, compassion, love. That's what makes you evolve. That's what makes you closer to God. Religion is can be a wonderful tool in expressing the teachings of a specific way of seeing things and connection. And if done properly, can be a beautiful expression. Catholic Charities, for instance, I got issues with the Catholic Church, but Catholic Charities has been there for me in the past and families that might not have made it through difficult times without those charitable groups. Hail Catholic Charities, really. I mean, they've saved my ass on more than one occasion. Bless them. God bless them. Moonbeam says, the sickest ones are the coverts, still learning how to pick them out. Overts are easy, yup. But my covert baby mama took me for 20 plus spiritual court and didn't see her for years. Yeah, man, I dealt with a covert myself. I suspect a narcissistic sociopath, but covert narcissist, semantic narcissist seems to be right. And they're difficult to spot. Yeah, the ones that put on that face that really could really put on that public face and fool people into thinking that they're good, but treat you like hell at home. That have no respect for you, that exasperate your insecurities and do things specifically with the intent of triggering insecurities you've already had or traumas that they've created in you, is maniacal. It's truly evil. Coverts are by their nature difficult to spot. Trust your intuition, Moonbeam. Trust your intuition. You're not going to be able to spot every con artist that comes through your life, but if you trust your intuition, if you let spirit guide you, you should be a lot more safer than you've ever been. Angel said, I've had issues with born-again Christians because I'm Roman Catholic and they don't like Catholics. I just distance myself from them. Well, I like Catholics. I actually like Catholics. Let me see. I want to be nice about this. Okay, hold on. So if it wasn't for Catholicism being the primary aggressor toward my ancestral tribes, then we would not still have traditions and holidays that are still practiced and documented because of the Catholic Church. When I look at a lot of things in Catholicism, I see my pagan ancestors. I hope that's not offensive to you. I don't mean it to be. I look at it as like a stewardship of certain holidays and traditions that my ancestors had. The born-again Christian thing, so the Americanized Christian thing is, I think it's something the founding fathers were worried about, which is why they kind of structured the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence the way they did, because they understood the power that religion can have over a state, and how when you have people who are not following the true tenets of a belief system that is built upon charity, understanding, loving one another, then it can be used by spiritual narcissists for destruction, genocide, and many other atrocities. Now, I don't have an issue with someone being born again. Someone just deciding to take another path, deciding to walk in the path of a peace God like Christ. My issue is people who do it selfishly and for the wrong reasons. But as I've said, when it comes to the Catholic Church, I have a certain love. I have a certain love for Catholics, to be honest, because we're much more similar in our traditions and beliefs than we are different, believe it or not. Illuminating Manuscripts, hail, good to see you. Megachurches and the pseudo-Christianity they spread are a complete fraud. All they do is lead souls astray and, of course, take their money up. It's all a money game, right? Money is the root of all evil. Financial stability should be something that we gain through our work, through, through diligence. And I do not believe that prosperity is a bad thing. And as I said earlier, if you have someone who is using spiritualism to spread a message of healing or love or goodness, then prosperity should come their way, absolutely. It's those that seek money, control, power for sex, lust, that for those things that, like, they're the worst. That's the poison. That is the poison in the system. It should be called out and should be eliminated. Well, it should be eliminated, at least from the lives of people who are open enough to see and understand that. There is a lot of spirit. Like, go to a Baptist church. Go to a Southern Baptist church. All right, Southern Baptists would probably burn me alive, but honestly, like, go to a Southern Baptist church and see the energy that those people have when they're praying, when they are conjuring spirit, when they are, having connection with one another and God. It's amazing. It is uplifting and beautiful and graceful and amazing. It's things I've not, and energies that I have rarely felt. And that's where it's at. That's where it's at. Not the mega churches, not the ones who are out there preaching for money. The problem is they take advantage of others who are looking for spiritual guidance, that are broken, that don't understand that they have their own connection with God. They are part of God. We are all part of God. We're all part of Source. You have your own personal relationship. I've heard the term, you have your own personal relationship with Christ many times. That is true for each belief system. Each different face of the divine. You have your personal connection to that. You've got your own guardian spirits, your own guardian angels. All right. You have your own spirit guides. You have these things, whatever you call them or however you term them, they exist and you have them yourself. All right. All rivers lead to the ocean. It's just avoiding the eddies and the currents of people who are being selfish and trying to lead you astray into darkness like narcissists do. That is the problem. That is like, but I think that's a part of growth and learning and elevating, becoming a better person. And to be honest, without the functions of dark or toxic, narcissistic people, without these people in our lives, would we grow? If this was a true utopia, would you grow? Or would you be complacent? I think there's a give and take when it comes to the different polarities of forces here. I actually appreciate Narc X and all the toxic people that she brought into my life. I actually appreciate them because without that experience, I would not be the better person that I am today. I would not be a person who looked at some of my own behaviors and my own issues, my own childhood traumas, and really took a look at them and really worked through them to understand myself better, to understand what I didn't want to be without having to stand up against evil or having to be put through those trials and tribulations. Got to look. As king, you must look at the goods in every situation. What movie is that from? The most difficult narc I dealt with was a so-called Christian. Oh, they're the worst, man. The religious ones are the worst. The faith, they are so fake. They are so fake. And they have, like, bounding into comics, guys. Bounding into comics. Go look at an article bounding into comics, all right? They will give you they will take some facts. They will put their alt-right spin on it. And then they will give you a sermon at the end justifying why they're being so hateful because Jesus said so. I'm not kidding. Take a look at it. I implore you to take a look at these groups. Spiritual narcissists are the worst. Angela, Orthodox Christians see Catholics as our estranged brothers and sisters. It's sad, but ultimately it's our actions which condemn us. Yes. But you're still brothers and sisters. Still brothers and sisters. That's a beautiful thing. The devil comes not as your enemy, but as a friend. Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's see. I'm gonna jump ahead just a little bit. I can't. You guys are killing it in the chat right now. I can't jump. Coverts love to play the victim, vulnerable facade, but over time it all falls off. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. You keep making the wrong choices in life, you will eventually fall apart. Angela says they also tend to prey on empaths who cry victim constantly. Keep in mind that you're not getting the other person's side of the story. Yes, now, as a person, as an empath, I'm a psychic. As a psychic empath who had weak boundaries and unresolved issues in the past, that's the reason that I can tell you, because I've heard this many times as I've done this research over the last year or so. I can tell you from experience that the track of a narcissist and an empath are almost the same in early life. They're almost the same. And the difference is the empath embraces change and lets themselves feel, where the narcissist creates the narcissistic shell and abandons their inner child and refuses to feel, refuses to face those things. So when it comes to a narcissist, right, like this gentleman here, when it comes to a narcissist who becomes self-aware and decides to change, he has reclaimed his soul. He has reclaimed his light. And now he's trying to spread positivity and love and light. And that's amazing. That's a hero right there. That's a hero right there. An empath has to do the same thing. If you are an empathic person and you don't learn how to put up those walls, create strong boundaries, you don't learn you don't face your traumas and heal yourself, you're going to go through life as a hurt person who feels everything like a raw nerve. And you can be just as crazy. I'm not saying narcissistic or a narcissist, but any range of toxic behaviors can come from an empath who is unhealed. And God forbid, an empath who gets to a certain point and actually just takes the wrong path and becomes a dark empath. Dark empaths are some of the most dangerous people in this world because they are narcissistic, psychopathic. They are like these, and they have the ability to sense you. So they're not just relying on manipulation and dark psychology. They can also psychically sense using telepathy, foresight, scrying. They can feel everything going on in you. Those are the most dangerous. What? Apparently O.J. Simpson just died. Did he? Did they find the glove? O.J. Simpson. O.J. Simpson, how to get away with murder. They were just white people. Angela says, the best protection against covert narcissists is always to keep in mind that there are two sides of the story and you're not getting the whole story. Be on guard. Yep, 3 sides to every story. 3 sides. Because the narcissists are not. You're dealing with people who have had a falling out or just anything. Each of those people has a different perspective. And those 2 perspectives are of the world, their experiences and what's going on. The third party, the impartial perspective, is most times more aligned with the truth than anything else. I mean, those of us who went through narcissistic abuse, when you're healing from the trauma bond and you're coming through it, there are things that we did not pick up on. There are things we didn't pick up on and things we didn't get right. It takes a third party to see those things. The juice is loose. Narc Daily is awesome. Yes, I love Narc Daily. I absolutely love Narc Daily. My favorite channels are Surviving Narcissism, Dr. Les Carter, and The Little Shaman. I gotta check those out. Angela, can you put links for them in the chat, please? I'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you. see. Oh, real quick. Dr. Romney and the Game Exposed helped a lot. I just started watching Dr. Romney. I want to cover her. We're going to be The Sage and the Savage this Sunday. Mortal Coil and I are going to be taking a look at Dr. Sam Vaknin, or Professor Sam Vaknin. Looking forward to that. I just found out who that was a couple weeks ago. I think Jeff is the one that told me. One of the guys in the chat. But since beginning to watch his content, we're going to cover him. We're going to do some exploration, Immortal Coil and I, on our shows with The Sage and the Savage on Sundays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in USA. Because I want to expand my knowledge. And I learn as much about what's going on from you guys as you do, as you hopefully do from me. This is an exchange of information and enlightenment. And I really appreciate it. Kevin says, some female narc abuse content creators are very angry and call almost every man misogynist and so on. They don't sound misandrous. They sound misandrous by contrast. Doesn't solve the problem. No. And some of that content isn't for us, Kevin. Okay, it is what it is. There's still a lot of programming out there. Fourth wave feminism has destroyed modern women, destroyed them, convinced them that they are something they are not, convinced them that they can do anything a man can do, has convinced that and you know what I mean? And it's like anyone trying to convince a man that we can do anything a woman can do. We can't. Men don't have periods. Okay, doesn't matter what psycho on the net when the dress is telling you, that's not the truth. But the modern, one of the things that the destructive, toxic people, Illuminati, whatever you call them, New World Order, whatever you choose to call them, the top 13 families that have been running things for quite a long time, at least from the top, they are trying to confuse our genders. They are trying to destroy the nuclear family, destroy the traditional family, our gender roles. They are trying to distort reality, create a lie, and by doing that, make us weaker. That's their end goal, is by making us confused, angry, hateful, racist, sexist, in order to make us feel separate from one another. And one of the ways that you do that is by pushing misandry or misogyny. One sex is not greater than the other. We each have our strengths and our weaknesses, and we are made to complement one another. Like that is the truth of it. But the narcissists, running the corporations and the major media and our politics and our movie and television, that are out there doing things with kids, trafficking children, sitting in groves and drinking gold juice and all the evil shit that they do. Those demons want we the people to feel separate. And so, I understand that. That's like Lisa Liu, right? She comes from like that girl power perspective, but I don't get that. I don't get misandry from her. I think she's just like, she's like the goddess on earth, man. She's like the daughter of the goddess, dude. I really enjoy her stuff. And when I come across one of her videos that's like, girl power, I'd skip over that video. That video is not for me. I skip over it. I've tried to do the same thing on Dragonstorm. Every now and again, I'll put a video out for the guys. And I've actually gotten pushback from women who are like, why is this? Men are this. And, I'm like, ladies, this isn't for you. This video isn't for you. That's what I said. This isn't for you. But a lot of that is women are chemically, biologically more emotional than we are. They live a lot through their emotional experience. Not that men aren't emotional, but that's just not where our strengths lie. And a toxic woman is over emotional. Just like narcissistic dudes act like toxic women. They're emotionally unregulated. It's toxic feminine energy operates in those systems, and toxic male energy runs just like they run in the veins of controlling, abusive, like physically abusive, controlling, my way or the highway, contradictory kind of behavior. There's different dogmas depending on which toxic version of masculine or feminine energy you're coming from. But you're right, it doesn't solve the problem. It absolutely does not. Anyone who's preaching division, anyone who's anyone, I don't care who you are, if you're pointing the finger at another for something that you have done or your own perspective or something you are fearful of and blaming that person, you are not taking accountability and you are being narcissistic. Let's go. God, I'm 45 minutes behind. I really like psychopath exposure too. Consistently solid anti-narc channel with an attitude. Ah, really? Can we get a link for that? Can one of you guys put a link for that in the chat? I want to check that out. When I was in the whole mirror the narc phase, which I do not recommend, and at some point, like 6 months from now, we're going to go over those videos I did and see how wrong I was, or right, see how wrong or right I was. Psychopathy was one of the things that dark psychology was something that I began to study so that I could counter the narcissist, because in the food chain of the cluster Bs, the psychopaths are at the top, you know, and narcissists are at the bottom. And whenever a narcissist encounters a psychopath, they capitulate. So when I was like kind of mirror the narc attitude, I wanted to learn psychopathy, learn how to be psychopathic. Let's see. All right, I'm jumping. I got to, because I'm 45 minutes behind. I'm sorry. I love you guys. Let me make sure there's no new names coming through. Sergeant Pepper, what is up, Sergeant Pepper? Good to see you, sweetheart. The hair of the chat. I love that hair, girl. Good to see you, honey. Thank you so much for being here. Let me see. And I saw another name. Papa Cotton is in the chat. What is up? Dropping a like for you, bro. Appreciate that, Papa Cotton. Appreciate that, man. Come back in one of the night shows, dude. You're definitely gonna be like the night shows. We get a little crazy. And that's when we need the great Papa Cotton. Let me understand. My boy Papa, he's a BPD magnet like I am. Papa Cotton has given me so much knowledge that is just like stoic. This is what it is. Masculine knowledge. Man-to-man knowledge. This man has imparted to me. I'm so thankful for Papa Cotton. I love you, brother. I appreciate you being here. Adam Buford says, can I type dirty bus that in is hilarious? Dirty bus. It involves the word dick. If it allows you to put it in, it'll allow you to put you in. Mods, if you see a comment come up that is not derogatory or hateful, like hate-based, go ahead and let it go. Go ahead and just approve it for the chat. All right? Hey, Adam, good to see you, man. Thank you for being here. Much love. Let me go to the bottom, and then I'll work my way back up. Let me see. Oh, what's up, Lizzie? My sister said, if I can handle a Marlboro Red, I can go to work. Handle a Marlboro. What do you smoke? Do you smoke cigarettes? Reds are, I started with Reds. I'm Marlboro menthol man myself. And I don't advocate smoking, guys. Please just don't do it. And they were right the whole time. It's a nasty, dirty habit. But the only thing that's ever caught me was smoking. Don't let your sister make you smoke, Lizzie. You don't do that. All right? Choo choo, baby. Good to see you. Thank you so much. I like H.G. Tudor. Yes, yeah. H.G. Tudor. I've read one of his books. Very enlightening. Reading. Oh God, I can't remember the name of it. Oh, my memory sucks so bad. The book that I read from him led me to the understanding of what happens in Comicsgate. It led me to the understanding of the relationship between a narcissist and a junior narcissist. He was talking about negative fuels and things like that. And that, a junior narcissist, the relationship between the junior and the grandiose is the junior narcissist knows they're not as influential or strong. They kind of envy the greater narcissist for being a better narcissist. And the greater narcissist will use them as a flying monkey, understanding that. And so they have this love-hate relationship between one another, this positive-negative fuel relationship. But, and it really helped me because the junior narcs are the ones that came after me. And so now when I see them doing smear streams, or I don't see them, but when I hear about them doing smears on me or whatnot, I have to laugh. I'm like, you're doing your master's bidding. You are a bitch. You are a bitch, a junior narcissist bitch, doing a better narcissist work for him. And that just makes me laugh, yo. I don't need to say it out loud. I don't need to post it, but it just makes me laugh. For everything that's happened, I have a certain degree of respect for EVS. I do. but he's still a narcissist and he's still a piece of shit. And he has tried to destroy me several times, and it has not taken. It has not taken. I became stronger, which is a victory in and of itself for me. And so now I just kind of point out when I see Comicsgate attacking young Rippa, Eric July, when I see the toxic hordes of jealous, hateful people that are attacking the successful black man, libertarian black man, when I see that, every now and again, I'll throw out a description of what this is: narcissistic projection. This is when the narcissist's fragile ego has been destroyed because another success was greater than theirs. Like, I will definitely throw that out there to educate others. And I have been very happy at the positive response that I've gotten from it, because it's taught me that a lot more people see those narcs for who they are than I had ever thought. Which is a shame, right? It kind of is, we shouldn't even have to. Traceface helped me a lot. I don't know Traceface. I don't know. We need some links. You know what, guys? If you will do me a favor, I know I ask this of you every time, but I'm being sincere. When this stream goes down, because I'm going to end it here shortly, will you please come back to the stream? You're going to have to refresh your browser when it goes down. But go back to the stream and put in your favorite narc abuse coach or content creator in the comments. Just put, and if you can, I mean, you don't have to, but if you can put a link to their YouTube channel or their Instagram or whatever, please do that for me. And I'm going to go through that list. I'm going to send it to Dragon Core, and Coil, Beth, Rebecca, and the rest of us. We're going to go through it, Scott, and we'll start doing shows where we highlight these people and learn about them and their messages. And I think that's I think it's worthwhile for all of us, really. I also watch Rebecca Zung. Never heard of her. I'm liking this. Anyone ever heard of Ollie Matthews? No, I used to like his channel until I figured out the hard way that he was a narcissist. Does that happen often, Angela? Because that's like not the first time I've heard that. And I understand. I don't pay attention to those claims, because one of the claims of an actual narcissist is to point the finger at the victim and go, they're the narcissist, which has happened to me over and over again. Like, dude, I've been called the narcissist so many times, I just don't listen to it anymore. I don't care. It used to really hurt my feelings when I still had them. No, it really used to hurt my feelings when I gave a damn, when I was still raw and going through it. But that's just a smear tactic. A liar calls the guy who's telling the truth a liar. You know what I mean? A manipulator calls the person they're manipulating the manipulator. A narcissist calls the person they're being a narc to a narc. But I have heard that this is a thing, just like when people warned me about dating people from the abuse community, you might run into a narc. And I tried to date somebody from the abuse community, and they turned out to be a narc. I was like, oh my God, this is legit. It's freaking crazy. Psychopathic exposure is very cool. Steven would like him. I'm not going to remember all these. So if, like, when the stream's over, I'm going to end it here in a couple minutes. When the stream's over, if you guys would refresh, put your favorite narc abuse, just comment with your favorite creator or a link to their channel. I would love that. That would really help me out. Thank you, guys. Adam says, HG Tutor spoke about empath supernova in one video. I went supernova on not my smart covert narc neighbor. He leaves me alone now. Oh, I got empath super. I like that term. Aiden, I like that term. I want to hear that. Sorry, I keep calling you Adam. My fault. Aiden, I like that term. I want to know about that. HG2. I didn't know he had a YouTube channel. See, you guys are going to send me spiraling down a hole of different narc abuse careers. Let me get his face off. It looks like he was kissing somebody the whole time. I can't wait to see that. Oh my God, I was viciously attacked because I disagree with him. Well, Angela, you can deal with it, right? You've dealt with narcs before. you know how to deal with it. Lizzie says, mirror them and you got to be around them, and I'd rather just not. Yeah, mirroring the narcissist. So what I've discovered, at least in my situation, was that it's okay. I think that mirroring a narc in certain situations might work, but that's not where I'm going right now, because Narc X absolutely loved the fighting between myself and the overt narcissist she's with. And the overt narcissist loves being talked down to. That's why he puts things in his butt. Like he hates himself. That's why he hits women. You know, he doesn't know what love is. He doesn't love himself. He doesn't love anything. He doesn't care about. He's a complete imploding trash fire. But he loves it. He loves being talked down to. So I would say the craziest guys. Maybe one day I'll show you some of the messages I've sent. I can destroy somebody with words. I don't need to touch you to kill you. You know, to kill you inside. And I sent some of the most brutal things at this, the most brutal truths at this guy. And he actually enjoyed it. He got off on it. And she got off on me fighting with him because that distracted from her. And so she could run and play her games. And so mirroring the narc in that situation just didn't work. It was just kept me involved. It kept me locked in that situation. So I just had to stop. But I think that as like a momentary, I'm thinking, as a momentary defense mechanism or offensive defense mechanism, you know, if you run into a narcissist or you understand you're dealing with a narcissist and they try to manipulate you and you mirror them back with a touch of psychopathy, you know, you mirror them back, it'll probably scare the shit out of them. And then you go no contact. Then you just walk away and drop it. And I don't give a shit what you think. You know, and then part of the mirroring the narc process that I was working on was no contact, no contact at the end. Like you can't care at the end. You don't care. Because that hurts them the worst. Angela said, I had to let them win because he threatened to dox me. To this day, he has so many loyal supporters. Hard lessons learned. I was one of the loyal supporters. I donated money to his GoFundMe. Oh, Angela. I love those types. Are you on X, Ange? Why don't you come in the Dragon Corps? Because if somebody's going to come after you like that, we can hit them back. I have resources, sweetheart. Just because I don't flex them doesn't mean I don't have them. Like governmental resources, major influencer resources. I haven't flexed them yet. I don't need to. I'm building this on my own. I'm building Dragonstorm and what I'm doing right now on my own with you guys that I'm choosing to work with on purpose for myself because of what I've been through and the people that left my side after I built their YouTube channels. But at some point, I'm going to start flexing my muscles. And we absolutely can come at a narc who is making threats to docs. Absolutely. I have the resources. You let me know, sweetheart. When I was little, what are you talking, Lizzie? What are you being cute out there? Yesterday you were talking about beef, and now you're talking about being you're being immature. I don't know what's going on out there. Damn it, Lizzie, stop distracting me. Those are the early years in my recovery. I couldn't see it because I was a victim of narcissistic abuse. His parents were narcissists, and so is he. God. No, I understand that. Yeah, I couldn't deal with it too. I had a problem dealing with it when I was first recovering. I overreacted, was overpassionate. All right, let's see. All right. Blessed be, y'all. The biggest red flag that a YouTuber is a narcissist is that there are nonstop drama and fighting with other YouTubers. Also, if you disagree with that narcissist YouTuber, you will be attacked. Comicsgate. That's all Ethan Van Sciver, Comic Artist Bro Secrets, Comicsgate. That's John Malin. That's Anna, that Star Wars girl. That's that whole crew. Bunch of narcs. Bunch of toxic people. Always fighting, always blaming, always destroying somebody else. Always going after other people. Always drama streaming. Hateful. And when I called one of them out, he was so minute and small to me, didn't even care. When I called one of them out for stalking a friend and sending people to his house to beat him up, I created a narcissistic injury, and that junior narc has never let me go. He wants to suck Walton's balls. I don't understand it. I don't get it. Why are male narcs gay? I don't understand it, but he will not give it up. I mean, I have the resources to deal with people like that. I absolutely do. As a matter of fact, I have friends who already have an entrenched system of dealing with anti-smear campaigns. I'm gonna get this channel to about 20K, 25K. It'll be before I hit 50. And then y'all are gonna see some real shit. I'm gonna come at some of these narcs. But I'm gonna do it the right way. All into the Narcissist, how to destroy it, blah, blah, blah. Those channels. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And I almost became that, Sergeant Pepper. I almost became that. And said, thank God for Immortal Coil. That's why Coil works with me on this channel. He led me the right way. He said, no. You only go on the offense when you have to. When you have to defend yourself. When you have to. Other than that, you should be working on yourself. Working on you. Bettering your life. Yeah, honey, I understand exactly what you're saying. Angel said, one YouTuber fought back and did a video exposing that creep, so it's all good. I've been long. Okay, good. Okay, good. Good, honey. Good. All right. Good to hear it. Because that's all it should take. All it should take is one step. All it should take is one exposure. That's all it should take is one interaction. One decisive move, and then drop the bricks. That's really all it should take. Hail to you, sister. Because I look at people who like constantly fight back against Comicsgate, and it's a cycle of drama. It just keeps you in a cycle of drama. It's all over and over and over and over again. This is the most I've talked about this today, and that's because it's relative to the topic, to what I did the stream for. I wanted to talk about bounding. I wanted to talk about EVS. But if you stay entrenched in fighting those types of narcissists, and you're gonna stay caught up in it. And I suspect if you do that, you're going to become narcissistic because you're exchanging energies with that type of person. You can't constantly be in an environment or a culture or a loop of energy with other people and not exchange energy and behavior. You can't do it. That's why narcissistic abuse victims, when we are coming out of the trauma bond, why we enact in reactive abuse, depending on how long you've been in it and how much torture you went through, because that was the culture and environment you were locked in. One such channel goes by Narc Poacher. I wonder why she went down the path of accusing men of various things, including misogyny, being bisexual, or secretly gay. Well, I kind of agree with that. I'm not all narc men, by the way. I know I'm like big. Look, one of the reasons I'm big on that is because the overt narcissist I dealt with is closet gay. He's closet bisexual. He's not gay. He's bisexual. And some of the other narcs that came after me during this time all had this like weird, like toxic feminine energy. And it's strange to me. And looking back in my history, some of the dudes who I've lost contact with got really weird and gay and stalkish at the end. So, and I'm like, I don't know if they were narcissists per se, but I know they were toxic men. And then that's just weird to me. So, like, she may have been very hurt by that. You know what I mean? Like, imagine you're a woman. Imagine you're a woman staying loyal to a dude who's not only cheating on you with other chicks, but cheating on you with other dudes, coming home with man ass on his junk and being like, yo, honey, suck me. Like, are you kidding? Are you kidding? What kind of disrespect is that? That's got to hurt a woman. That's got to hurt a woman's ego. Oh, my God. But when it comes to, like, accusing men of various things, including misogyny, well, like I said, that's probably a progressive state's progressive ideology, Antifa, anti-fascist, Antifa, my God. That's probably one of those, like fourth wave feminism, man. It's destroyed women. Fourth wave feminism is anti-woman. They are destroying women. And they are convincing women that all the problems that they go through is because of men. Just like Black Lives Matter tries to convince all black people that their problems are white people. And it's not the truth. It's shifting blame. It's narcissistic behavior. It's not taking accountability. I guarantee you, Malcolm X would look at something like BLM and be like, that's gross. Would look at things like, I was talking about this on Wes Moody last night. Guys, please go check out our fellow survivor of narcissistic abuse, son of a narcissistic mother, whatever cast. Please go check out Wes Moody. Was to stream with him last night. And we were talking about, like, what would the civil rights leaders of the 60s, 50s, and 60s, how would they feel about equity versus equality, right? And they would be against equity, because equity is basically saying that a minority group is not strong enough, smart enough, driven enough, in order to achieve, in order to feel equal, where equality is equality. It's a lot of the problems we have, and especially the rise of narcissism that we see today, stems from this type of this idea that if you are not progressing, if you are not, if you have a fear or if you haven't achieved in life, it's not your problem. It's not your fault. It's not that you didn't overcome obstacles or go to school or learn what you had to learn or have the drive and determination to get done what you needed to get done in order to achieve what you wanted. It's because white people. It's because straight people. It's because that, or men, or this. And that is completely antithetical to growth. Completely. You do not achieve by blaming someone else for your mistakes. Narcissists do that. That's not how you achieve. Anyway, I'll get on a high horse and preach about that. I don't want to. Let's see. All right, a few more comments. You guys are killing it today. I don't even want to stop, but I need to. See, Angela says exactly, let it go. He got what was coming to him. Yup, it's pretty sad because he's a child of two narcissistic parents. And he's also a product of his environment. Yeah, and it is. Then that's the empath in you, Ange. See right there. It is sad, but generational trauma is up to the children to fix. Generational trauma, like that's how I am looking at my life, because I'm dealing with two families worth of generational traumas that I would like to be a part of the healing process. I want to honor my ancestors and honor those before me who did the best that they could, and complete that job. I want to heal. That's the vein that I'm in right now. But it is a shame. Like I said, they're narcissists are victims in their childhood. It's one of the things that, like I said, I loved Narc-X for a long time. I knew her for over half my life. It wasn't until we got into a relationship that I figured out she was a narcissist, and I even knew what narcissism was. I went through it. But I know her story, and her story's sad. And I always kind of was there. That's one of the reasons I stayed for so long and tried to support in any way that I could, was the hope that she would overcome those traumas. But in the end, she found a narcissist who was just like her daddy, and she's going to stay tidily locked in that and become more toxic and destructive and pass that pain on to her kid. And there's nothing I can do about that. But it is sad. You have to come to a point where you just walk away. Just like you said, let it go. Let it go. Walk away. I myself became unpalatable to several narcissists who were smearing me for the longest time because I gray rocked or didn't care and walked away. I'm no longer interesting. You don't feed them. They don't have anything to sponge off you. Granted, there's a strangely higher rate of narcissism in LGBT. Oh, yeah. And yes. You know why? Because of the acronym. My mother is gay. All right? My mom's gay. My mom's married to a woman. My sister's gay. Since I was a young boy, I was involved in the environment of the gay rights movement. I remember all of it, all of the involvement. It was a gay man taught me how to play chess. Like this. When gay rights was achieved, because gay rights was achieved, that's the end of it. That's it. They can have a civil union now, have all the rights, and in some states have the same rights as straights. It should be all. I think a union is a union, in my opinion. But they achieved that. It's when the acronym started. Lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender. No. Listen, gay is gay. Gay and lesbian, they're gay. Gay is gay. Bisexuals are bisexuals. All right? Trannies are trannies. And they are entirely different. They are entirely different. They also make up, or they used to make up, less than 1% of the population, but because of all of the conditioning, the gender confusion, the propaganda from the nutzos who run the media, now we're seeing a rise in gender confusion. We're seeing parents who are so hyper-politicized that they are projecting their own need to virtue signal onto children at critical stages of development and forcing them to believe that they're a girl or a boy when they're not, and then putting them through injections and psychotherapies that are designed to destroy these children. Progressivism is the most toxic, destructive force to hit us in the modern age. This is why I am no longer a registered Democrat. This is why I am not a liberal, so to speak. I am a left-leaning libertarian because of progressivism. It is not progressive at all. It is regressive. And I don't understand how people can't see that. You truly have to be conditioned by the media, by groupthink, not to believe that this is an extremist, destructive force. This is an ideology that is designed to break us down, to create differences and strifes, to create traumas, to destroy entire generations. These are the Nazis of the current era. And you know how I know that? Because they're the first ones to point the finger at anyone outside of their extremist viewpoint and go, Nazi. What does that sound like? Narcissism. All right, listen, we're getting a little too author Stephen Walton on Dragonstorm. So we're going to shut this down. If you guys want to hear me talk about politics and things like that, definitely check me out on my other channel when I do stream there. All right, guys, I want to say thank you so much to CJH Entertainment. Hail to you. Aiden, good to see you. Jeff, Illuminating Manuscripts. Hail to you. Guys, if you have a channel or you want to share a channel to anybody, please do so in the chat. Hail to Kevin. Thank you for being here. Thank you to Sergeant Pepper. Much love, sweetheart. All my brothers and sisters out here showing up today, like Angela. I love it. Thank you guys. You've been so active in the chat. Moonbeam, good to see you in the chat. Please show up for another one. We're going to be doing daytime and nighttime streams here leading up. Also, if any of you are interested, I'm going to be doing Narcissist Tarot. I'm bringing tarot cards back to Dragonstorm. So if you are interested in, getting a reading about Narc-X or yourself or your healing or whatnot, I've been doing it for years for myself, and now I'm going to share it with you. Channel members get a free full Celtic wheel. Anybody who has a question, I'll give you a 3-card spread, $5 for 5, $10 for a full wheel. But we're going to be doing that soon. And if you guys are not interested in tarot, I appreciate you still supporting the channel and not pointing the finger and go, ew, he's a witch, and just leaving and abandoning me. I appreciate that. Hail to you. God bless you. And thank you very much. Guys, if you will check out this Sunday, Sage of the Savage, going to be covering Professor Sam Vaknin. Looking forward to doing that. Having that discussion, learning more about other narc abuse coaches. Lizzie, hail to you, sister. Keep that beef away from your teeth. Anybody else up here that I forgot? Keep looking up, channel member. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, guys. If you are interested in the train wreck that has been my ups and downs of my life, the entire scope of all of that, leading all the way back to the last tarot card show I did with Narc-X, is on my channel members. And you are welcome to go check that out. Let's see. I think Papa Cotton was in the chat for a minute. Thank you very much. And yeah, guys, thank you so much. Make sure to, after the stream is over, please go into the comments and leave a link or the name of your favorite content creator for Narcissistic Abuse Awareness Recovery, so that we can put that in Dragon Core chat and then do some shows covering these creators, or at least doing segments covering them. And I thank you guys. My love to y'all. Please remember to trust your intuition, to know your worth, to understand just how valuable you are as a person, leading by example. You fought a demon. A negative force came into your life and took you down and tried to rob you of your light. Someone that may put you in a position where you fought tooth and nail, hard as you could, to give that person a chance to grow, to feel love, to know what love was. And all they did was use you and abuse you. All they did was smear campaign you and destroy you. And you survived. You hit rock bottom. You may not have even wanted to live. You hit rock bottom, but you're still here. And you are my hero. You are a hero to every single person in this chat. You have a strength. You have an inner strength and a love for yourself that most people will never understand because of the trials you have overcome. Never forget that. Never forget your worth, who you are, and that you, leading by example, being a survivor, thriving, growing, self-mastery and understanding, you are helping other people just by existing, by continuing to grow and love yourself and give kindness and compassion to those who deserve it, because you can discern the red flags now. You know the lessons. So hail to you, my brothers and sisters. Make sure to wash your hands, wash your ass, be good to each other, yet suffer no fools. Love yourself.